Air India is begging for compensation. They've gone to the Indian Ministry of Civil Aviation claiming 4,000 crore Indian rupees in losses after Pakistan closed its airspace post Operation Sindhu. This is sheer embarrassment for Modi government. Even pro-establishment media like Republic is appalled at the silence from Delhi. Ahmed Masood proves Pakistan is right on the Taliban-TTP nexus. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm your very own Fariha Farrukh and you're watching 360 Digital English. We will discuss what's happening in India post Operation Sindhu as Air India demands rupees 4,000 crore losses after Pakistan closed its airspace. Second, Ahmed Masood proves Pakistan right on Taliban-TTP nexus. Third, Ajit Doval's funny claims of China trying to contain Indian economy. Segment 1, what's happening in India? Operation Sindhu fallout. Firstly, Air India is begging for compensation. They've gone to the Indian Ministry of Civil Aviation claiming 4,000 crore Indian rupees in losses after Pakistan closed its airspace post Operation Sindhu. They're calling it notional losses, meaning imagined or perceived losses, not even real financial damage. Then they want subsidies from the Indian government, basically asking Indian taxpayers to fund a private company's extra fuel cost. The CEO, Campbell Wilson, is leading the demand, asking India for an alternate route through China to avoid the Pakistan closure, showing how dependent they are on foreign decisions. India's national carrier under the Tatas is crying for help, despite already getting a sweet bailout when the Modi government absorbed rupees 46,000 crore of its debt during privatization. Republic TV, India's loudest nationalist channel, is now in chaos. They're suddenly questioning their own government. Why is Air India asking for subsidy for Operation Sindhu?
Air India wants to be compensated for the fallout of Operation Sindhu. You cannot imagine it. This man Campbell, this foreigner. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the limit? And I must say so, is that the government has not told them to get out and never make such a demand again. I'm told the government of India, Ministry of Civil Aviation, is putting up to higher authorities the demand from Air India. Why? Is it the taxpayer's job, I ask, to fund Air India? Does this deserve to be called the national carrier anymore? Why does the Civil Aviation Minister not make it clear that it is blasphemous to put a number?
Now here, India's hypocrisy is exposed. The same BJP that once attacked Congress for helping Vijay Mallya is now considering financial help for Air India, a private Tata airline. We can see moral collapse. Air India is accused of doing Operation Sindhu for profit, using a conflict situation in Pakistan's defensive move to make money. This is sheer embarrassment for Modi government. Even pro-establishment media like Republic is appalled at the silence from Delhi. Pakistan stands vindicated. While Islamabad showed composure and strategy, India's institutions are now fighting over compensation and routes, proving who handled the crisis with dignity. Segment 2, Ahmed Masood proves Pakistan is right on the Taliban-TTP nexus. Well, today Pakistan stands vindicated. For years, Islamabad warned the world the Taliban's rise would empower the TTP, the same terrorists spilling blood inside Pakistan. The world hesitated to believe us. And now from within Afghanistan itself, the son of legendary commander Ahmed Shah Massoud, he has confirmed it. He said, and I quote, "There is a clear evidence of cooperation between the Taliban and TTP, between the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Since the Taliban takeover, attacks inside Pakistan have increased by 500%. Well, that is not Pakistan's claim anymore. That is Afghanistan's own resistance leader exposing the truth. Take a listen.
There are clear indications of cooperation between Taliban and TTP. there is clear indication, evidence of Taliban and Ansarullah for Tajikistan. There's clear evidence of Taliban and the other terrorist groups, Al-Qaeda, for example. So what they do, they want to have a territory that they can operate, they can maneuver, they can recruit, they can train, and they can export. So here to control, and from there to export the same ideology. For example, according to all the evidence and the data which government of Pakistan shared, the attacks in Pakistan since the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan increased 500%. The encouragement, such sort of a victory of the Taliban to other terrorist groups, it's unbelievable. So when they see that if we keep fighting, killing, commit these suicide bombing, kill innocent people, commit all these atrocities, at the end, a superpower like America will come at Doha or somewhere else, will sit with us, talk with us, accept us as the reality, accept us as the only choice, and give us $70 million a week so we don't kill the people or starve them to death. Why wouldn't TTP continue with their ambitious plan when they see their brother next door did the same thing and achieved it?
Well, we know that Pakistan has been saying this for years. We are the frontline state fighting terrorism born from Afghanistan's instability. Ahmed Massoud's words now make it official. The threat is real. The proof is public, and Pakistan's position is justified. Segment 3. Then comes Ajit Doval, the man with a big mouth when it comes to fooling Indian public and zero facts. Listen to this.
Why does China want? What does China want out of India? Does it want to rule India? What does it want? What are its strategic gains against it? What are its strategic objectives against India? It's very important. They want to contain India. They want to contain India, that India is not seen as a rival power center within Asia. If it is so, then China will not be able to have its global supremacy. If it has to have a global supremacy, it first will have to establish a regional supremacy. And if India assumes that regional supremacy, in that situation, the clustering, there will be a clustering that will come around India, and that is what exactly is happening. Whether we see it in the ASEAN countries, as new positions of the quadrilateral that is coming, or even in the West Asian countries, and of course the West also is very keen that that does not happen, that China is able to have the domination. So India would be able to position itself. It's only how best we will play our cards.
Firstly, why comparing India to China is extremely foolish? Number one, China's economy is 5 times bigger than India's. It's not even close. Number two, a Chinese earns around 4 times more than an average Indian. Number 3, China makes and exports everything. Phones, cars, chips. India mostly imports them. Number 4, China built factories and infrastructure for 40 years, while India is still struggling with basics like power and roads. Number 5, China dominates world trade, while India's exports are very tiny in comparison. Point number 6, China has global companies like Huawei, BYD, Alibaba. India barely competes at that scale. Number 7, if India grows faster, it will take decades to reach where China already is today. Now let me highlight some serious social and humanitarian cracks in India. Things that prove that despite making claims of a big economy, India faces deep problems within. About 37 million children under 5 in India are stunted, chronically undernourished. More than 50% of women aged between the age of 15 and 49 in India suffer from anemia. About 203 million women. Around 12% of Indians were undernourished in 2024, and 42.9% cannot even afford a healthy diet. An estimated 163 million people in India still without access to safe, clean drinking water close to home. In urban India alone, at least 50 million people in 15 major cities lack access to safe, affordable drinking water. One survey found that 34% of low-income households in Delhi spend up to 15% of their monthly income just on water access, showing how basic services are still expensive for the poor. On homelessness and heat. During a recent heat wave in Delhi, 192 homeless people died in 8 days due to extreme heat, highlighting poor protection for the most vulnerable. India's economy is cracking. Here is the truth they hide. India's growth is slowing down fast. The world had predicted 8 to 9% growth, but now it's even struggling to stay around 6%. Factories are shutting down. Power and mining sectors have collapsed, meaning fewer jobs, less production, and way more poverty. Prices are rising, but salaries are not. The common Indian cannot afford basic food, cooking gas, or transport anymore. The Indian rupee is falling badly. It's one of Asia's weakest currencies. This means everything they import becomes expensive. Investors are leaving, private companies are scared to invest. Factories are not expanding, new jobs are not coming. Exports have dropped. The world is not buying Indian goods like before. The demand has crashed. Half of India still has no stable income. Millions survive on less than $2 a day. That's way below the poverty line. Unemployment is at a record high, especially among the youth. Over 8 crore Indians are jobless today. Nearly 20 crore people still don't have clean drinking water. 1 in 3 Indian children suffers from malnutrition. That's more than all of Africa's malnourished kids combined. And yet, India calls itself a global power while its people sleep hungry, jobless, hopeless, and helpless. Well, that's all for tonight. This is your very own Fariha Farrukh signing off. Keep watching 360 Digital English. Take care. Allah Hafiz.